High school. It can be a very scary place, especially for a 13-year-old freshman trying to find himself. Growing up and before high school, I tried a lot of different sports. I did baseball, soccer, basketball. All of them I wasn't really interested in and wasn't really good at. So going into high school, I decided to find a sport that I liked, you know. So so I was a strong swimmer and I really liked the beach and I really liked body surfing and all that. So I decided to do water polo. And so for my first practice, I showed up. I showed up in board shorts because the thought of wearing a speedo scared me. You know? So I showed up in board shorts, not knowing what to expect, and I just get completely wrecked. I thought I was a good swimmer, but what they were doing, I couldn't keep up. But at the end of the practice, I went home. I was like, Mom, I loved it so much. And she was like, but you look dead. And I was like, yeah, but it was so much fun. I haven't seen anything quite like it before. So I was like, this is so cool. And so through that season, I did I was on the Frostoff team, so nothing really serious. But I scored 2 goals that season, not very good, but I enjoyed it. I had fun, and so I had so much fun that I wanted to take it further. So I decided to join a club, and in California, so especially Southern California, there's a lot of competitive club teams to join. So I joined one right next to my house, the LA Water Polo Club, and so I played with them throughout that year. And going into my sophomore year over the summer, we had summer training, and I had gotten so much better that they moved me up to the varsity team. And I was only one of 2 sophomores on the varsity team. No one from my freshman team was on that team. So that was a really big deal for me. And I had also been promoted to the varsity swim team, which is also really cool. And that year, I made it to CIF for swimming. So what CIF is it's like our sectional swim meet, and here it's called Southern Section. So you got to have a certain time to qualify, or be on a relay with your swim team. So I qualified individually and on a relay. And that year it was really cool because my team got second place. We got runner up, and we were one of the smaller schools there. We only had 6 or 7 kids qualify. Usually the bigger teams have 10 or 12. And that was really cool because that was my coach's last year coaching, and he had been coaching there for 40 years. So that was a really cool experience. And so all of that, I had started thinking oh, maybe I could take this further. Maybe I could go to college or something, play water polo at college. Or it started going through my mind. So that summer I decided to work really hard and to advance my level. And so I started training 4 times a day and during the summer. So in the morning I would go to my local pool, swim for about 2 hours by myself, walk to my high school, which is about a half a mile, almost a mile away, uphill. It really sucked. And then I would go to swim team practice, swim for another hour and a half, and then right after that was a water polo team practice for 2 hours. And then around 5 o'clock at night, I would go to my club practice for about 2.5 hours to 3 hours. And I did that every day for the whole summer, and I just skyrocketed. Going into the next year, I was my leading scorer on varsity. I was in our league, I was the points leader too. It was crazy. So I made the all league team that year, and I was also named top offensive player on my team. And for the swim team too, again I qualified for CIF for more than just one event. I qualified for all my events. And I was named co-MVP for swim team and named all league for both sports. And so going into my senior year, I had a lot of high expectations. Everyone was like, "Oh, this kid he needs to break a record." So I was eyeing a couple records. I wanted to break the season scoring record, which was around 90, and that season before I had 60, which was not really close, but I was expecting I could do it. So I didn't work as hard over the summer, but I joined another club to where it was more competitive, and there was most of the kids there were D1 athletes, so I was able to not practice as much and still had better coaches to help me out. So during the senior season, going into senior season, I was named captain. Obviously, because I was it was me and my best friend. We were captains together, so we were the only 2 sophomores on varsity, so it was obvious who they were gonna pick. But and the first, it I don't mean to sound like that, but like it was obvious. Like, really obvious. So like going into that year, I in the first half of the season, I had 50 goals in like the first 10 games, like averaging about 5.5 goals per game. Which if you don't know, that's a lot.
Mhm.
So I also scored. I broke the school scoring record for goals in a game. I had 11, which is like
Oh,
dropping 80 in a basketball game.
yeah.
It's about the same thing.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
like I was like really expecting like just to like cruise the next game, like couple games, and I would get that 90 and I would break the scoring record. But like my team decided to have a party, and it was a bunch of it was only water polo kids, and we were at this kid's house, and he had like a really nice house. He had a trampoline in the backyard,
Oh.
and so we're all drinking like.
Oh.
I'm not in the best line, and I'm like, I go on the trampoline, and I'm like, let's do a flip. That's a really good idea.
Oh.
And so I go up to do a backflip, and then I land on my butt, and then spring back down and hit the back of my head on one of the big springs of the trampoline. And my head is just bleeding from the back, and it's just like everywhere, blood. Like I can barely stand up. Like it was horrible. Like I couldn't go to sleep that night. And so like they're all like they wouldn't let me sleep. So they were all like, "Do you need to go to the hospital?" I'm like, "No, please, no." Like no, if I get a concussion, I won't be able to play for the rest of the season because I knew like what was on the line. I had coaches coming to some of my I was emailing some coaches and they were gonna come to some of my games and I wanted to, make it like I wanted to play. So I didn't want to get a concussion. I didn't want to not play. So I played through that season and it showed that I had a concussion. Like I went from 5+ goals a game to like 1 or 2. So I ended the season with 80. Around a little less, maybe like 80. I was still named MVP and I was still named All League, but I couldn't help my team win as many games, and it really stunk like that whole experience. And so I didn't end up playing in college, obviously, because like after that that experience really scarred me. So the choices I'd made before that made me the player that I became. So I chose to practice 4 times a day for like 6 hours, 7 hours a day. But I also chose to go party and to drink and to go on a trampoline. And our choices shape who we are. Our choices are important. One choice can ruin hours, hundreds of hours of hard work. The process never ends until we die. And the choices we make are ultimately our own. Eleanor Roosevelt.